Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? This wonderful Friday evening. I'm going to start taking my makeup off as people come in to the live. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. Everybody have a good day. Today was my day off, so I had a good day. Got some things done. It was a relaxing day off. And if you haven't seen the video I uploaded, please go watch that and wish Jamie Gerazi a happy birthday. That would mean so much. And maybe she'll come into the chat tonight. Hey, Melanie, how are you? Hey, Freddie, how are you guys tonight? But yes, go wish Jamie a happy birthday on my video or Real Lady Electrician video. Wish Jamie a happy birthday. Her birthday is today. So we did videos. Hey, Shelly, how are you? Are you guys all having a good Friday evening? Did anybody do anything fun today? Anything exciting? Anybody have exciting plans for tonight, tomorrow? Anything in between? Nothing really fun. I mean, all right. I got to work tomorrow as always. I mean, I don't know if you call that fun. I mean, ooh, you're watching the US Open? That's kind of fun. I don't really, never really got into watching tennis. I did have to play it though, like in gym where they, you have to play it for gym. Like that's part of, and then you have to play like, I remember we had like a bowling one, a tennis, basket, go through all the sports. I wasn't good. I wasn't good at tennis. I was not good at volleyball. I'm just not very athletic, to be quite honest. I mean, I don't feel like that's surprising. I was way better at like theater, all the performing arts kind of thing. I was way more of a theater and like artsy kind of girl. You're a better spectator. Me too. Definitely a better spectator than an athlete. So today's murder mystery is about Andrew Cunanan. Has anybody heard of Andrew Cunanan? You're good at yelling insults. I feel like that is really talent. Ooh, chair and drama. I was a theater geek. Ooh, yeah. Winchester House. I will. Is it good? Do I need to watch it? Okay. So does anybody know who Andrew Cunanan? Tell me what you guys know about it. I want to hear like what you know, all that. Yes, I'm doing the story tonight. I have been reading up. I started watching the movie on Netflix. I still need to finish it. Yes, he killed Versace. I feel like that's what everybody knows. He killed 5 people, including Versace. Yes. That's okay. I don't think I would be able to spell it either without looking. I mean, Versace is, it's not like you see the name Versace all the time. While researching, I did see a very awesome quote by Versace. I just really liked it. And so I'll tell you the quote I found. Because so Versace was talking about his rivalry with Armani. And he says Armani dresses the wife and Versace dresses the mistress. And I just thought that was very funny. I liked that. I was like, that's awesome. Oh, the show sucked. It's not bad so far, but I'm probably about halfway through. It's not bad, but I think I already know so much of the story that I'm like, I've already researched the whole story. So I'm like, oh, okay. Because I did all my research first and then I started watching it. So I already know I already know everything. So I don't know. Maybe I should have, I don't know. Maybe I did it backwards and should have watched the movie first. Who knows? I mean, the book is always better. Always. Hey, Jess. How are you? Okay. So let's start with the story. Does anybody have any questions that you want to ask me before I start the story about it? I know they are difficult. And if I say anything or pronounce anything wrong, I'm just going to apologize in advance because I have a hard time pronouncing things anyway. And so the Italian names will probably stump me pretty bad. And so I apologize in advance. So let's just clear that up. That's my favorite saying, piece of shit, for people on this show. So yes, you'll probably hear that a lot. Well, and also, they use this phrase a lot through this, that he is a spree killer and not like a serial killer. So, I mean, I feel like that, is interesting that that's what they category, he's more of a spree killer because it was like all at once he just like started killing people. Like he didn't have any history or anything of this. He just all of a sudden went on this like massive killing spree. So he's considered a spree killer, not like a serial killer. So that's what he's referred to as, a spree killer. Anyway, so let's get started. And if you guys have any questions for me during, I will be keeping up and with the chat and reading my notes at the same time. So if I miss something, I'll do my best. Okay. So it's kind of scary show. Then I probably should not watch it. If it's super scary, then I should not watch it because I am sometimes a wimp when it comes to scary shows. Which is funny that I do murder mystery, but I can do those, but I can't watch like a scary movie. Weird. I don't know. Anyway, so Andrew Cunanan was born August 31st, 1969, and he died July 23rd, 1997. He was born in San Diego, California. He was raised by religious Italian American mom. Her name was Mary Ann. And then his dad was a Filipino American. Okay, I'm probably gonna totally mess up his name. Mato Esto Cunanan. I'm gonna spell it so you guys can like pronounce it for me because I know I messed that up. Modesto. Please forgive me for saying it wrong. His dad was the discipline. He was like the one who punished in there. He was no, but he wasn't violent. Like he wasn't mean, and he didn't he was a good father. He did not experience any childhood traumas, like some killers, they were really traumatized as kids, and that's what kind of made them what they were. He was the youngest out of 4 children. Christopher, Elena, and Regina were his siblings' names. And so growing up, he was very intelligent. He spoke 7 languages, and he liked very expensive things. He socialized with much older, wealthier men. And then when he moved out of his family home, he settled in San Francisco, in the gay community, Castro district. He did not have, he did have a very dark side where he started using drugs, and he got into really kinky sex. And he was very materialistic, and he really liked the wealthy lifestyle, and he really envied people that were rich and wealthy. And he also was very obsessed with Versace and any celebrities, and he would lie about knowing a lot of celebrities. And he would say that he knew them well, and he would make up stories a lot about knowing celebrities. Okay, and he started prostituting, and he became obsessed with like violent pornography, and he would join in on the films. Yes, he was gay. Yes. Yeah, I don't think he really hid the fact that he was gay. I think he was pretty upfront about it. I don't think he hid it, because like in the show, from what I watched, I think he was pretty like out of the closet. And like even in this, like he was like, because he would date wealthy men, and like I think he was pretty out of the closet. Maybe some of the men that he dated weren't, but I think he was pretty out. But 1997, Andrew was in a deep depression, and all his wealthy lovers left him. And some, this was like a rumor, and this is what they think that kind of made him kind of lose his mind. And they think that he thought he had HIV positive, and he also became obsessively jealous, and that led him to his first former lover, Jeff Trail. So that's kind of what started everything. So he thought he had HIV, and he also became crazy jealous. Okay, any questions up to this point? And what do you guys think so far about Andrew Cunanan? Any thoughts? Oh, I know. I love this. It's a It Cosmetic, and they make it once a year. And I think it's big. They do it like in October. I think October, because it's for breast cancer awareness. It's shaped as a heart. Can you see? And so they change it every year. It is like, but it's interesting that all of a sudden that he just flipped. Like he has no, like, because a lot of killers, they have like the normal like pattern, like there's abuse in their family, they had like psychological behavior, but he really didn't have any trauma that made him just, you know his like early childhood, his family was pretty good. Like he just lost it one day and just lost his shit. I mean, just lost his shit. Nobody knows why. And nobody probably will ever know why he decided to just go on a mass killing spree. Yeah. The only thing they can think of is that he thought that he had HIV and he was going to take some people down. So, first victim is Jeffrey Trail. He was 28 years old, and he was a former naval officer. And he was described as very handsome and intelligent. And they were really good friends, Andrew Cunanan and Jeff. And Jeff referred to Andrew as his brother. They were brothers. That's what he called him. And so they would go target shooting together. And Trail was a very skilled marksman. He was a veteran in the Gulf War. Trail's family said that they didn't really think that him and Andrew had a romantic relationship. They think that was all in Andrew Cunanan's mind, like that he was obsessed with him because Andrew would do everything that Jeff did. If Jeff bought a new hat, Andrew had to go get the exact same. Like he was just clearly obsessed with Andrew. And so they were very concerned with how Andrew treated Jeff and didn't think that was a healthy relationship. So Jeff got a job opportunity in Minneapolis from San Diego, and he moved there in the spring of 1996. He didn't bring the community for him getting AIDS. He blamed one of the two victims. And I'm getting to that. But he blames either Jeffrey Trail or he blamed Madison for that. And he basically, when he went to go get tested, that's what he says. That if I'll, I'm getting to that, but he basically tells the lady who to test him, when I find out who gave me this, I'm going to kill them. And so he blamed them too. He didn't blame the community, he blamed one of those two guys. And plus, he was extremely jealous. He thought they were also hooking up in Minneapolis because they both lived there. Hey, Crystal, how are you? So the jealousy and the fact that he thought that they gave him something just fueled the fire. And so, anyway, so Jeff moved to Minneapolis for a job in the spring of 1996. Andrew wanted to visit Jeff, but Jeff told his sister that he did not want Cunanan to come up there. He started dating someone new, not who Andrew thought he was dating. Andrew was hurt that by the supposed breakup, but like I said, Trail's family didn't think they were actually together. But in Andrew's head, they broke up, and he was hurt by the rejection. And so Andrew asked Jeff to help him with something, and it was something shady, and Jeff refused. And so that could also be part of the motive. But and it could have been like a drug deal, like the prostitute. Nobody knows. Hey, Metal Music. Oh, all right. To calm my nerves after the story. Yeah, this is another one that Melanie recommended, so might need a shot afterwards. She gives me good ones. Okay, so a month before the murder, Jeff bought a handgun, and he said that he's going to be safe. He's got this. So he was scared for his life, and he thought he needed protection from someone, and his family thinks that it was Cunanan that Jeff was scared of because of him refusing of that shady business. And so that is what Jeff's family thinks what happened. But that's all hearsay. Okay, April 1997. Andrew headed to Minnesota, said he had business to settle. And Jeff was found April 29th, 1997. He was beaten to death with a claw hammer. And that just sounds horrible. So what do you guys think of Jeff and things so far? What do you guys think? Before I get to the next victim. And thank you guys for everybody that's come in so far. And if I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. Hello, welcome. And thank you, Freddie. What are you guys thinking so far? It is interesting. Do you think that they did have a relationship, or do you think they were just friends, or do you think that he was just obsessed with Trail? Or do you think it was romantic? Right? I know. That would be horrible. To be that is so gross. To be beaten with a claw hammer. I mean, that poor guy. I mean, that's all I'm saying. That poor guy. I think that's what, I think that his family is right. I think he was obsessed because he was also obsessed with Versace, and he was obsessed with, I think he was obsessed. I don't think he actually had a relationship with half the people he said he had a relationship. I think he clearly had like some mental problems that went misdiagnosed. Right? Right. He had to be crazy to beat somebody to death with a claw hammer. Like, that's not normal. And you don't just wake up one day and decide, I'm just going to kill 5 people. Yep, totally white single female vibes. I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, clearly obsession. Clearly. Yeah. Well, he used the machete mainly, but didn't he also use some other things? I mean, he uses. Didn't he use like a meat hook one time? Hey, Matthew. Okay. So, victim number 2, David Madison. He was 33 years old. He dated Andrew in San Francisco, 1995. And they had a pretty intense connection. David was considered by his friends very charismatic and outgoing, and he was a peacemaker. He was very successful at his job. He was an architect, and he worked for John Ray Company in Minneapolis. Oh, thank you for stopping in. I know that you're busy with your kids, so I appreciate you coming in and saying hi. David ended the relationship with Cunanan September 1996. Andrew called David the love of his life. I mean, that is like, that's like pretty. I mean, you really have to be in love with to call somebody, oh, the love of my life. And for Andrew to say, I mean, he was crazy. I mean, I'm sure he said that about everybody. Oh, that's the love of my life. That's the love. I mean, he probably didn't even know what that really meant because he was obsessed with everybody. I mean, he sounds completely nuts. Okay, so not long after Jeff he moved to Minneapolis, and then Andrew started getting paranoid and suspicious about Andrew hooking up with Jeff. He got really paranoid that those two were hooking up together. It made him crazy that they were hooking up, that they had to be together. He didn't even know if they actually knew each other, but he was convinced that those two were sleeping with each other behind his back. Delusional. He was delusional. So Andrew Cunanan believed someone gave him HIV. And he told the counselor, if I find out who did this to me, I'm going to get them. And the autopsy showed that he did not have HIV positive at all. And that is what they think they think that was his motive, but no one knows. I know that we already kind of mentioned that, but that was like the direct quote that he said. Okay. So what happened so what does everybody think so far of what he said to the nurse when he thinks he had HIV? And do you think it was pure delusional? Do you think he had reason to think that he even had it? Like, what's everybody's thoughts? Why I set up all my palettes here. No, he didn't wait for the results. He went to Minneapolis before he even knew if it was positive or negative. He was convinced that he had it. So he decided to go, like he was going to go to Minneapolis to take care of business. And he didn't even have it. Yeah, he's nuts. Cuckoo. He's completely cuckoo. And I don't even know if he even really even had symptoms to think he had it. I mean, I don't know, because they didn't even say that he had symptoms or like what made him think he had it. He just really, I don't know. But that's the only thing that they could make him even think that that's why it happened. Because it was also his paranoia that made him also, because he thought these two guys were hooking up. And that was also part of it. Yeah, he just really snapped, just woke up and everything the shit hit the fan. He just really lost his shit. And so what happened in Minneapolis, April 1997? So Andrew went to David first. They went to dinner, had some drinks, and it was followed by dancing. Andrew spent the night with David, and the next day he went and saw Jeff. And then Andrew invited Jeff over to David's. And Jeff was discovered at David's apartment. And then Jeff was discovered 2 days later. And David was found 4 days later at a lake 50 miles away. He was shot with the Golden Saber 40 caliber bullets, a handgun that Jeff bought a month earlier before the murder. So the gun that he thought that he was buying to protect himself, he didn't protect him at all, and it ended up killing all these people. So it's just, that is just horrible to me. I don't know. Anyway. Hey, Mr. J, how are you? So the bullets were found in the back of his head, and the same bullets found in the other victims and also in Cunanan. So do you guys have any questions so far? So at the scene of the crime, Andrew did leave a trail. It's like he wanted the cops to know who it was, but he also didn't want to get caught just yet. Right? So he definitely wanted them to know who it was. But yeah, so he left a duffel bag with his name on it. Madison's Jeep was near Lee Mingland's home. And then so yeah, everything like was linked to him. But yeah, he just, when he was ready for them to find him, they did. He just didn't want to get caught until he was ready for them. So there was enough evidence for them to know who it was. He was like, he definitely wanted them to know who it was. So he was linked. But he led them on a wild goose chase. Isn't that weird? Like, weird that he did that, like, but also didn't get caught at the same time. And also, why Versace? Like, why did he want, like, why was he going after Versace? That's so, I mean, I don't know. That's just so weird about this whole case. Like, he gave him enough to know who it was, but he didn't give him enough to, like, for them to figure out his next move. Isn't that weird? What does everybody think so far, or up to this point? Before I go on to the next victim. Oh, I know. It's so strange. I bet it was so frustrating for the cops working the case. They had to be like, happy birthday, Jamie. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I hope you liked your birthday videos. Look, I'm using the red cake palette. I would sing to you, but I'm a horrible singer, so I'm not going to sing. But happy birthday. Nobody wants to hear me sing. All right. So the third victim is Lee Mingleland. I think that's right. How to say it, you know. Oh, I'm so glad you love the videos. Did we make you cry just a little bit? Okay, so Lee Minglin was into real estate. He had a 50-year career into real estate. His death happened May 1997 at the age of 72. He had a very good career. He had a huge client list. It was General Motors, General Electric, Kimberly Clark, and Robert Bosch. His company still runs today. Cunanan tortured Lee Minglin before murdering him. By a screwdriver, a garden saw, and his ribs were broken, bound at the wrist, and his head wound with tape, appearing like a mummy. It was very elaborate. Hey, hobbyist, how are you? And that poor guy. That is just awful. That is awful. And when the police saw the crime scene, they actually thought that there was multiple killers because of what he did to him. They thought that there was no way that could have been just one person, but it was. Cunanan was a sick individual. It's just really horrible what he did to him. I'm doing good, hobbyist. Very good. Anyway, so Lee was very well liked in the community, and he influenced the police circles and political circles. I couldn't see sorry, I don't have my glasses on. He influenced the political circles, so they were really trying to solve his murder because of that. And the murder took place May 3rd, 1997, and he knew Cunanan. Because the body is what they is there was no forced injuries, and the body was discovered by his wife, Marilyn, and she returned from a business trip Sunday morning. And no, they said that, but his family says that they didn't know each other. And this is the rumor. So they're not for sure if Cunanan actually did know. This is where it comes into rumors. So the rumor was that the son, Duke, Minglin's son, Duke, was friends with Cunanan, but the family denies it, and that the son got in trouble with Cunanan, because let's face it, Andrew was not the best guy, and he did some wild things, and so the family did not want that to get out, and so they denied it, and so they said it was completely rumor, and they denied it. I know. Well, and I think everybody, because of one of the people they killed, it was Versace, and so I think everybody was very well invested because of the fact that it was Versace that was, there was a lot of information on victim 1, victim 2, and the third victim. But when I get to the fourth, and obviously Versace, there was a ton on him. But when I get to the fourth victim, I kind of feel bad. There wasn't as much stuff about him. And it's so sad that they don't go into it as much just because he wasn't as famous or, but it's just horrible. But anyway, so the family denies the rumors and says, and him knowing the son and whatever, because they don't want the son being tied with Andrew Cunanan at all. But so it appears that Lee's Mingland's death is completely random, and that he was murdered for his car and valuable, because Cunanan did steal a bunch of things and his car. And he took his car to the next victim, William Reese, who was the fourth victim. Did I say it wrong, Cunanan? Oh, Jamie asked the question. Yes, Andrew Cunanan. He killed Versace. Oh, it's actually a dress, but you can't tell that. But I'm wearing a dress. And thank you. So William Reese, the fourth victim, he was 45 years old. And this is just wrong place, wrong type, wrong place. And, he was just completely innocent bystander. Poor guy. He was a caretaker at the cemetery, Finns Point National Cemetery in Pennsylvania. He was murdered for his truck. It was a 1995 red Chevy truck. And he was murdered on May 9th, 1997. And he was shot in the head. And it was the same pistol as the other victims. And he was just doing his job at the cemetery. And Cunanan wanted his truck, and he killed him for it. Isn't that just horrible? Just poor guy's working, doing his job. Cunanan shows up, kills him. I mean, piece of shit. I had to say it. I feel like you guys expect it now. If I didn't say it, it wouldn't be the same. I feel like I would disappoint you guys now. Right? Okay, so thoughts on all the victims so far before we get into Versace. What are we thinking before we touch on Versace? What's going on in our minds? Besides that, this guy's completely flipping insane. I know, he's totally whacked out for no reason. He doesn't have AIDS or HIV positive. He's fine. He's fine, and nobody was cheating on him. He's good to go. Good. He's just completely flipped his mind. He's crazy, and never makes. I know. Just completely insane. I guess you just can't explain crazies. Okay. Giovanni Maria Versace. was born December 2nd, 1946. Sorry. And he died July 15th, 1997. He was an Italian fashion designer and businessman, and he was a founder of Versace luxury fashion house. But I feel like you guys already knew that. Who doesn't know who Versace is? Anybody don't know who Versace is? I feel like everybody probably knows who Versace is somewhat. I mean, I'm using mainly Jaclyn Hill brushes, the white ones, and then I'm also using Luxie brushes. I have like I have a lot of brushes, Jamie. I have problems. Don't judge me. Okay, so Versace's murder happened on the morning of July 15th, 1997. Versace goes for a walk on Ocean Drive to go get magazines. Usually he sends an assistant to go get the magazines, but this morning he decides to go himself. As he returns back to his Miami Beach mansion, a man dressed in gray t-shirt, black shorts, and a white hat, carrying a backpack, shoots him point blank in the head with a 40 caliber bullet, same gun as the other victims. Versace was pronounced dead at Jackson Memorial Hospital at 9:21 a.m. You're jealous. Don't be jealous, Jamie. I just got you some It Cosmetic brushes. Me and Crystal did. Those are nice brushes. Have you used them once? Have you got to use them again? Oh, I don't know if I'd want to stay at the mansion. Oh, he died. He was shot right on the steps. Would anybody stay in the mansion where Versace was shot? How many of you would stay at Versace's mansion where he was shot? Anybody? I mean, I think I'd be scared. I mean, it would be kind of frightening. You would stay there? What if you... You would? No. I would not. Nope. Not a... I bet it's expensive to stay there. You can also stay at this place. I think the celebrities stay at this place in Italy. Only if you guys protect me. Do you got some sage to ward off evil spirits? Isn't it sage that does that? Just asking. I mean, it was a violent crime. Anyway. Okay, so Versace was 51 years old when he died. And the murder was witnessed by a former stylist of his, Dean Aslett. I think that is. Oh, Crystal, you got protection from Jamie. She's so sweet to protect you. But what if you get scared, Jamie, too? I'm just saying. What if you're scared and you like flight or flight instincts kick in? I'm just asking. Okay. So Cunanan had an obsession with the designer and said they were close friends. Do you believe they were close friends? Do you think Cunanan knew Versace and they were close friends? Or do you think Cunanan had too many people in his head talking to him? just curious. I don't think that he lied a lot. Because Cunanan did make up stories saying he met celebrities all the time that was not true. So the FBI do think Cunanan and Versace met in San Francisco, but they're not for sure what the relationship was. They don't know if they were just like they met like in passing by, or if there was like a little something or what. Not for sure. But once again, there's some rumors on that. The rumor goes that they met in San Francisco at a nightclub in 1990. And it's actually in that movie on Netflix. They were both involved in a sex for hire circle and in Miami and San Francisco. But no one knows why Cunanan chose Versace as his victim. Oh, and Versace's family completely denies this sex circle rumor. They completely say, nope, did not happen. Not at all. Versace's body was cremated. The ashes are at the family estate in Italy, and then it's also some of it's also buried in a family vault. And 2,000 people attended the funeral. What do you guys think about Versace's murder? Thank you so much. What do you guys think about Versace's murder? Do you think... I mean, I really don't think that... I think if he met him, I think it was really like, I'm your biggest fan. I think you're amazing. And Versace is like, oh, yeah, great. I don't think he was like, Yeah, come back to my place. We'll hang out. Like, I don't think it was like that because I'm sure like a ton of people come up to Versace and say stupid stuff like that. Yeah, it's horribly sad. And Versace did have a partner that lived with him for like a long time. I can't remember how long they were together, but he had like a live-in boyfriend. I don't know. So, but it seems like there's a lot of rumors about how about Cunanan's life and who Cunanan knew, and he also lied a lot. Cunanan had some serious problems. How many of you seen the movie on Netflix? Anybody? It was very senseless. I don't think that he did either. But I don't think that he even thought that it was Versace that gave him AIDS. Like, from what I understand, he wanted fame. Like, he was a fame whore. And I think that he really thought that killing Versace would get him the most notice. So, like the other two, the first two, that's who he thought would have given him AIDS. And then Versace was like, now people will notice me because he wanted to get noticed and he wanted to be noticed. Versace was like, everybody look at me. It wasn't because Versace crossed him. It wasn't because Versace did him wrong. I think it was because he wanted everybody to know who he was. You know, because nobody was going to know who he was by just killing those two. And then the other two guys was for their car and their money. Like they were wrong place, wrong time. Like that's what's so sad about this because he really, you know, that was really what he just really, those other two guys were, there was no point for killing them. He could have stole their cars and left them alive. He didn't have to kill them. He could have knocked him out. Like he could have left him alive. Okay. So the death, so Andrew Cunanan took his life on July 23rd, 1997. Cunanan's body was found in a houseboat. So he didn't even, he ran, took his own life, and the caretaker of the boat reported gunshots. And yet, Cunanan shot himself in the head, same gun as Madison Reese and Versace. Cunanan was cremated, and his ashes are at the Holy Cross Cemetery in San Diego. So, I mean, he definitely took like the easy way out. Like, he didn't even face his crimes. And he, he just took the easy way out. But he planned it out. Like, I think he knew the whole time that he was not going to live to face anything. Like, he knew that he was not going to, he was going to die. That was his plan. Oh, yeah, totally. He was a total coward. I mean, he could have. I mean, I don't know. He's just, yeah, he had no intention of just running away. He was going to kill himself the whole time, I think. Because for one, he led the cops right to him. And he also thought he had HIV, so, which he didn't. It was all premeditated. I mean, he definitely thought it through, carried it out. All right. What do you guys think? This is my finished look. How do I look? I think that's exactly why he killed Versace. I think he wanted the notoriety of killing Versace. I think that's why he chose Versace. Thank you, Annabelle. I don't look like Annabelle. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, anybody have any other suggestions for any other murder and makeup stories that you guys want to hear? I'm going to put on my glasses so I can see them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I appreciate you guys all coming in. Yes, you told me, and I got it written down. Robert Yates. And Melanie has given me, she mentioned, oh, I just forgot her name, but I have it written down. It's in my Instagram. Lizzie Borden. No, that's the one that Melanie also suggested. So that's 2 people that want Lizzie Borden. So I will do that one for you guys. So that was a good one. I will do that one. And Yates. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys next Friday for Slumber Party with Jamie and Crystal. We are looking forward to that one. I will not tell you what we're doing because we want it to be a surprise. But we will see you guys on Friday. Love you all. Have a good night.